Hello, everyone. Hello, and good morning. Well, good morning to people where I'm from. If you're from Europe, good evening or afternoon. And to my East Coast friends, good afternoon. Welcome, everyone, to our Friday stream, which we have turned in today, a watch party / we'll have a small intermediate break where we'll have a Rise to War keep taking, which I would have done today anyway, but we're going to do it right in the middle of it. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Hello. Welcome. How's it going, Kritan? Is that how I say it? Is that correct? Welcome to the stream. All right. Well, I've got my little timer down there, but we are also, if you are going to have the watch party with us here, I also am going to set up a watch party group on the Amazon. Again, I cannot stream it because that is copyright. So you're going to have your own Prime account if you're going to watch episode 3 with us here of Rings of Power. And then I will have a link code here to join the watch party through the actual application, which will allow you to not have to worry about anything. I'll just push play, and you'll push play when I push play. Or if you don't want to do that, or can't, I will have a little timer down there in the bottom left for where we are. We will take a break in about 40 minutes. So, probably about halfway through the episode, we're gonna have a little intermission, and we are going to pull up halfway through the episode. We are going to take a keep and Rise to War. Yes, that'll be a nice little break, and then we'll continue the episode after that and finish it up. And yeah, so I'll try to pick a good spot in the episode. I did watch the episode last night already to kind of get a heads up on it. Welcome, everyone. All right, there's a bunch of us here now. Welcome. It was pretty good. I was a little confused on a few things, but that's to be expected, I guess, with a couple changes here and there. But yeah, so I did actually enjoy it again, though. And surprisingly enough, I don't want to give any spoilers, so we're going to watch it first. And we'll talk about it after. We're going to talk about the episode after. So after in this live stream. Because this stream will not have spoilers. Later, I will have a video come out that will be my honest, in-depth view of episode 3. And I'm also going to pull up some lore stuff and make sure that I'm remembering correctly. Alright, and everyone can hear me? Do I sound good, you guys? Alright, so we're going to create the watch party. We're going to give it about 5 to 10 minutes so that everyone can be here and everyone can join in. Oh, that's good. That's good. Good. Good to know. Don't give any spoilers yet, though, in the comments, just in case people want to use this later to watch it or that kind of thing. We're gonna wait. We're gonna hold on. This was very. I will say though, it's not a spoiler, but visually it's gorgeous. This episode. There were no dwarves in this episode, though, but sadly, sorry, this is a spoiler, but I mean, that's okay though. Because it has nothing to do with anything. I'm just being silly. Alright, so there are 4 of you guys. Let me I'm gonna create the watch party here. We're going to be Zollin. Alright, here's our watch party. Alright. Setting it up here. Alright, again, I will not be able to show you guys this, sadly. I know, it's such a bummer. Alright, so I'm going to get shareable link. This is going to go into our chat here. So you can click it use it from the chat. There it is. The shareable link if you'd like to join the watch party. Dun dun bum. Bum bum bum. And yes, we will have a little intermediate break. I understand with the Rise to War, because I would have done Rise to War today anyway on this part of the stream. And we are planning on stuff. So Let me just quickly say one thing while we're giving everyone a chance to get on and join the stream thing. Please ask questions, guys, if you need it. Real quick, we have this 5-10 minutes before we start watching it so that I can help anyone who needs it. All right. Let's see. Let me just say. Welcome, everybody. Oh, awesome. Am I frozen? I felt frozen there for a second, didn't I? I don't know. Do I sound okay? Dark Solo. I know. I made a very I made a very in-depth review video, basically step by step. So I'm sorry. I appreciate you going through the whole thing, though. I tried to do it very fairly, but I definitely told you what I really liked and what I really didn't like. Right? That's. And again, some people gave me some great comments, which actually made me rethink some things. They were very nice comments. I even had someone who said the opposite of one thing, and I was like, I was like, wow. I was like, I'm glad you said this because I was very impressed. I was like, you were brave to say this, and I give you lots of points because I said it in a very nice way too. They're just like, oh, I like that about that, and that kind of thing. I was like, oh, cool. It was neat to hear that someone did like something that I didn't like about. So I was like, that's cool. But again, yeah, that kind of comment where people are like, oh, well, I actually like this part, but I understand why you didn't like blah blah blah. I was like, that's the kind of conversation that's great. We need more conversation like that, where people are like, well, I like this, but I didn't like this. You know what I mean? And they like give opposite opinions, like, and do it in a nice way. Heck yeah, that's how you're supposed to comment on videos. And that's what we call civil comment and stuff. All right, you guys, I have 3 people in the watch party. Am I okay? Someone was saying they thought I was it looks like my connection is good right now. All right, sweet. Good. I was just being the statue. I should be like one of those people at the park that, like, just the statue and they just freeze. I always think those people are impressive who could do that, just hold still for hours straight. It's crazy. All right. Someone, I believe someone wanted to join us here on the stream. There we go. Send a little text to that person. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. It's a lot. All right, good. Well, there is 7 of us here now. So, I think we'll go ahead and get started here soon. So the episode 3 is about an hour. And again, we're going to watch about 30 minutes of it. We're going to take a break for about 20 minutes, maybe less, maybe more, depending on. We're doing something in Rise to War, which it's in my title of my stream right now. And then we're going to finish the episode because, again, I would have done that anyway this morning, but it works out better for me to do stuff in the morning for you guys who are on the East Coast and in Europe. So that is why we kind of put it together. Otherwise, I would do a live stream Friday night for my time at like 6, but that doesn't work for people in the East Coast who, you know, have to get to bed when it's, you know, midnight for them. And also, same thing for Europe. It just doesn't work. It's the middle of the night for them. You know, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Oh, nice. Welcome. Well, we're not doing any spoilers yet. Live stream. We're gonna just watch it. And again, I'm gonna stop us and do the one thing for Rise to War, and then we'll finish it. If you don't want to stop it, I totally understand. You can keep watching that and just hang out with us. Totally fine. But again, it's a live stream, and we have a scheduled plan for about 100 people in our Rise to War game to take a keep, so I can't, like, change that time. Otherwise, I would just do it at a different time. It's not a solo thing. All right, but we should get going on the show here. So I have, again, the watch party link. I'll put it one more time in there if you want to join through the actual watch party thing. But again, I'm gonna switch over here to the other one. Whoop whoop. All right, we're gonna switch. You can hear my voice, but I'm gonna turn this on. Bum 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 bum. All right, and then my sound is going to be muted, so you can only hear my voice. Oh yes, wonderful. All right, all right, guys, let's get going on episode 3. So the watch party thing is there if you want to click it through the system. If not, I'm gonna start this timer down here. And again, you do have to have your own Amazon Prime account. So, but we are going to get going, and I will try not to talk too much during it. Again, have me on the phone or have me on the other screen or whatever. You can always, if I'm too loud, you can turn me down a little bit. That's totally fine. So let's have fun. All right, ready? Let's begin the stream. Again, I will have a moment, just again one more time, about halfway through, where I'm going to say we're going to pause, and I'll pause the timer. And we're going to take a little intermission break for people, for whoever, because it's an hour, the episode, and we're going to do that one little keep taking a Rise to War. All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, the timer is on right here. So people come in later, they can know where we're at. All right, here's the recap. Something. All right, we got our cool little intro. Again, so the song here right at the beginning, this was done by Howard Shore, which it does have the very Lord of the Rings-esque sound, right? You can tell it was done by Howard Shore. And by the way, this isn't a spoiler. I found there's a lot of really good music in episode 3. I heard it. So listen for it. Again, you shouldn't have to really listen for music in a series if it's good. It should be iconic. It should just pop out at you during parts. And this episode 3, there were spots that popped out at me finally. So I was happy. I would comment in that. Comment in YouTube comments if you can, if it's not too hard. The watch party on the application, I'm not watching at all, so. So yeah, comment here in YouTube or down there, you know, because then your comment is kept in all of time right here. That's why I have it on the screen, as well as I keep the thing down there. Oh well, that does present a problem. Unfortunately, it's kind of like Netflix or any of the other streaming services. You have to, you know, pay for it. Again, for me, I didn't have to pay for it because I already used Amazon for other things. I don't believe it's free. I think Prime Video is a monthly subscription, but their subscription is everything. Like you get everything across the board. So I already was using it for free shipping with stuff. So I got Prime Video already for free with it. I was already paying for it basically. Again, Eva Toodles, maybe you know, you could, if you wanted to, if you're someone that wants to wait, you could wait. I don't know, if you don't want spoilers, you probably don't want to watch my reviews, but if you're someone who wants to see the reviews first before you watch it, don't care about spoilers, you could always go watch my review videos. Okay, I really like the orc voice. You go dig. Oh. Nice little scream change to Galadriel. Oh, we're on a boat. Hello, welcome. We are right now watching episode 3. I have a link. If you have Amazon, if you're you can join the watch party. I think you can join it mid-watch. And we also have a timer down there. I really like the ships. Like the Minorian ship. Big. That's gonna get a big point plus for me in my review video later. Again, I watch it once with my family, and so I can just absorb it. And the next day I watch it with you guys, so I can absorb it again, and then I do a review on it and go through it step by step after I've done some lore studying. Alright, so I really like his character a lot. Oh, look at that, you guys. Yes. I have a whole video on the differences between Tolkien orcs and like orcs from other fantasy stuff, which of course Tolkien kind of inspired all of it. But yes, correct. They were basically elves that were, so they came from the race of elves, but in reality too, they kind of are their own race now. But basically Morgoth twisted and corrupted elves and made a mockery. Evo, is that because you don't have the subscription thing, or are you trying to join? Yeah, Numenor is. They did a really good job. It is okay. Right? Doesn't that sign? I think that sign means okay. If that means something else, I don't know. Sorry. This whole part is amazing. Almost a dwarf. So I already love I like the soundtrack in this part. Uruk-hai were the orc corrupted, and he combined them with men somehow, and then basically made them out of the mud again, Saruman, to make them immune to the sunlight more. So, but they are originally like from the messed up forms of the elves originally by Morgoth. Orcs are very twisted creatures. They are just mockeries, and basically, and that's why they have almost no free will in Tolkien's lore. Oh man, you guys, look at these views. Oh, you guys, the white tree. Beautiful. The statues. Also like the bell effect. I like how he's like, they're occupied. Oh, what? There's an elf here? Okay, well, they're free now. Here comes her big title. Some complications. So Alferazon feels perfect for me if he's the like. My friend called what just happened right there. What do you think what just happened right there? Remember what we were shown a minute ago? What did he have of Galadriel's? He had the dagger, right? But anyway, they have this little conversation, right? So I'm a little confused about one thing at this time. So he obviously took the dagger from the other guy, right? And gave it back to her. Took it from Aladdin. Now here's the thing. Am I just tripping? Pretty sure that Aladdin is like the king of Numenor at this time. So I don't know what they're doing there with the plot. They could be trying to do playing their own story on the whole. Here we go. All right, so then here's a Sen. So we now jump to a Isildur. Well, Eladin and Isildur, as long as the humans that are loyal to the Valar all escaped to Middle Earth. They're the ones that found Gondor and Arnor. So, gosh, the island. Now, women whispering Isildur, which is interesting. I don't know what that was about, but I hope this part was really cool. I really like this part. Also, man, they're doing some kind of race, I think, on the ships. Yeah, it also, Dark Solo, it matters how they time compress things, which they are going to do. I hope that doesn't ruin things, but we'll see. Because you are correct with what you're doing with the timeline, but depends on what they do with skipping. Again, look at this shot of the island, though. Like, I don't know where this is in reality, in our world, but it feels like Numenor to me from the books. So, very cool. Very well done. Also, I found it was interesting they had someone named Imrahil, like the Prince Imrahil, but Prince Imrahil wouldn't be able to live from now till when you see him in the Third Age. So it's a different Prince Imrahil, obviously. But maybe like an ancestor. I thought that was kind of cool. Or maybe it's just like a more Numenorian name, Imrahil. That part's awesome. Oh man, you guys, the white tree though is like perfect. I love the fact they made it look like the Lord of the Rings kind of style. Again, I don't really understand why they chose to make Elendil like not the king right now. A little bit weird. You think he's a different Elendil? That would be really, really interesting if they totally like. It'd be interesting to me that they'd make a character called Elendil and Isildur, and then hundreds of years later, this is like the same same names. That is a good point, though, Solo. No, they don't live that long. But I have a high feeling that they might be adjusting things in the timeline. Which would be bad, but... But Alfarazon wouldn't be alive, too. It's just weird to me that all these main characters would be here at this time. Does that make sense? Like 1,500 years before. It'd be weird if Elendil had Isildur as a son 1,500 years before, the same people, the same names, and Alfarazon is the advisor 1,500 years before, as well as... Does that make sense? That would be really weird. So I have a feeling that these are supposed to be the people from the book. In their version, obviously. It's their adaptation, so... Yeah, I think it's going to be condensed. I think these are supposed to be the right people, which therefore is weird to me. Why is Eladin not the High King of Numenor? I mean, maybe they're going to make it where it's like, oh, he becomes the king because he was royal in the other line. And there is a whole battle between, you know, the faithful in Numenor. So maybe this has already happened. Maybe we're seeing a, you know, it already happened kind of thing, where there was already division between the two factions in Numenor, and Elendil's kind of outcast, and he's kind of the king still, so they respect him, but I don't know. I don't know what their idea of their adaptation is going to be on that. I just think it's a little bit funny. I mean, I agree with you. They're gonna have to mess with the timeline maybe a little bit. You could do it without messing with the timeline, I feel, but making it where Elendil isn't the king, that's a whole nother thing than messing with the timeline. That's like changing the story dramatically. Because Elendil was never like an upstart sea. Yeah, like he liked the sea. He was a good captain, so that's not it. I like the orcs a lot. Yeah, it does make sense that they would adjust things to an extent for cinema. They're gonna have to because it's such a long period of time. But I mean, Tolkien's story fits perfectly if you have normal, but maybe from a cinematographic view and adding other characters, it would be hard to keep perfect. So I do like the fact that they show how horrible the orcs are. They kept to that. That's a good thing. And again, the orcs are having the humans and elves do this as slaves because apparently they're digging a trench, which kind of makes sense because they can't be in the sunlight. So they have to be covered up in the sun, so they're trying to build a trench where they can kind of travel back and forth with like that covering on top. I assume that's the idea. Yeah, that is true. With the same cast, yeah. But I mean, again, if they're telling the story, and the thing is, they wanted to combine it with the elves, right? Because if it was kind of separate, you could tell the humans Numenorian story, kind of like a little flash, right? And you're telling Galadriel's story kind of simultaneously, but they're slightly off. But they wanted to bring Galadriel to Numenor, which isn't in the books. So that's where the storyline issue comes into play, like you're saying. This whole part is really good, though. I like this part. I really like Elendil, though. I think it's cool that he knows Elvish. This spot is pretty cool visually. I love that shot, you guys. That is the island of Numenor for me. Like, that is really, it's really well done. Now, my sister was telling me how this is like a really, really rare breed of horse. The stallion one. Like, for me, too, that was perfect. That slow-mo right there. Now, just honestly, a little, just a tiny bit too long for me. But look at that shot of that castle. It's so cool. All right, guys. Everybody, we're going to get ready to pause right here. We're going to pause. Right. Go ahead and pause. Boop. All right, for a second here. We're going to flip over and we are going to do the Rise to War taking. And then we'll finish the episode. And again, the episode only actually has, yes, the episode has about 30 more minutes. So back right in the middle. Here, we're going to flip over to this. I'm going to turn on sound so you guys can hear this game. All right, and we are going to do a quick little event here. So I need to flip over for you real quick. Whoop. There we go. All right. Here we go. All right, welcome back. Again, we're going to do a quick little take of this keep. It looks like we're just about, they've already started, so let's do this. So we are taking the keep right here for, it is Rundower. This will be our second keep. We took one yesterday, right here, the North Downs keep. So let's have some fun real fast here. So I'm gonna do this as a little documentary video for my group here on Rise to War. So I'm going to help them out. They look like they already killed the bosses because we started a little bit early, but that is okay. All right. Let's do this. All right. Let's do this. Well, we were technically going to start in 2 minutes, but that is all right. People were a little overzealous to go for it, I guess. All right. So I'm gonna help them out. So we have to basically defeat 12 30 level armies, and now we have to take down 10 million. Again, I'll just help siege it because we already basically finished that. All right. All right. And the way fireworks. Forever. Somebody ran ahead and started early. How could they? Anyway, guys, there's new music in this game, and I actually love the music in this, and no, it is not copyright. This music. Listen how epic it is. I really like it a lot. When you're taking keeps, it's really cool. All right. So anyway, let's see how they did. Oh wow, look, that's an easy roll. Again, we'll see. They're gonna be sieging it again. I won't even be part of the beginning damage on the commanders here, but that's all right. I'll just use my commanders to help siege it. So we have to take down. We're almost done. In fact, we're probably done with this in only like 5 or 10 minutes. We'll get back to watching our live stream show of Rings of Power Episode 3. All right. Yeah. Gonna send Thorin in one more time here. He does a decent amount of siege damage. Yeah, and again, we plan these because everyone that is in our group here on our fire team, our fellowship, is from all over the world. So we usually plan an exact time using the standard UTC, which is up here in the top left corner. If you look way up there, see how it says 1802 now. Again, we're taking this really fast, so I predicted it would be like 20 minutes. I don't think it'll be that long. It'll be like 10 minutes, if that. It's a pretty easy keep to take, and then tomorrow we're going to be taking troll shots. We've already taken the North Downs keep. And then this new game mode, at a certain point, once you have all the keeps, you're able to found a nation in this game mode. It's pretty cool. All right. Hit one more time with that army, except Theoden doesn't really have a whole lot of siege damage, so I'm probably not going to waste any more of his stamina after this. All right, 7 out of 10 left million. And again, there is a first occupied, first capture. Again, I will probably not be in these. Because I was just here to help kill the bosses. I didn't bring a whole lot of sieging armies like these guys did with their armies of siege armies. Look at how many people, all those numbers moving in. Woo! Shadow of War is a great game. It is indeed. All right. And again, I'm kind of making this little documentary for my guild fellowship who play this game with me. I'm going to put it on there for them later on. So if I do a little ending to the video, you guys know it's for our Rise to War team. Looks like we're doing pretty good there. I'm going to hire some more dwarves because who doesn't want to have more dwarves on your side? There we go. We are destroying. We are doing great. All right, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna summon back him a little faster because I want to send him in again. Go, Thorin. Yeah, we're doing pretty good though. Look at our fellowship. It's growing greatly. Yes, we are doing great. Turn on my air back there. It's getting a little hot in here. It's getting a little warm. All right, we're at 4.8, almost there. If they ported it over to RV. Ooh, I don't know. Virtual reality for Shadows of Mordor. That sounds violent. Yeah, that would be cool though. All right, we're almost there, you guys. 4,700,000 left. We're sieging it down. Rudar Keep will be ours. It will be glorious victory. And again, we were the first fellowship to take any keep. We took that yesterday, and then followed by 2 of our allies who took keeps down here, the same fellowship. And then I see a few more people have taken, which I think these guys are our allies too, those, but I don't think, oh, actually there are some people who took a couple of the towers. No one's taken a keep yet though, besides us. Interesting. I kind of would have thought there had been another keep taken by now. I guess we're doing pretty good, that means. All right, 4 million left. We're getting there. We're kicking. We're winning. Yeah. All right. 3,800,000. We have lots of armies attacking it. We will defeat it. I give it 3 or 4 more minutes and we'll be done. And then we will have a nice little documentary for my our clan here, our fellowship or guild, whatever you want to call it. It's called a fellowship in Rise to War, but it's basically like a guild. See, the reason I almost think they should have called it a kinship in Rise to War, because Lord of the Rings Online calls it a kinship, which is like a guild, and then a fellowship is like a group of like 6, and 6 or in the movies 9, but in Lord of the Rings Online, so. But I understand why they used fellowship in Rise to War too, because that fellowship doesn't necessarily have a number cap. Really, it really doesn't. 2.5. The Hobbit game? What is it? The freemium or premium? About 10 years ago, huh? Very cool. I'm not totally sure. The Hobbit game. Is it based off like the show? Oh, free mobile. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even sure what game that is. I don't know if I've played it. All right. Go, Theoden. Strike fear into the hearts of your enemies. No orc shall stand before you. We shall be victorious. All right. Almost there, you guys. 1 million left. 27,000. And we shall take these lands. And again, the reason that it doesn't show, even though it shows we own this one, we don't have the entire landmass, is because we have to found the kingdom. So we have to take a certain amount of these, and then we can go, I believe, and take a Numenos, which will be a Ring of Power. Or, actually, we might be able to found a kingdom before that. I forget how the system works. The leaders have to do it, the leaders of the fellowship. So, I would be curious to see how that looks and stuff. I might ask the leaders to send me screenshots later so I can see how that works. Yeah, Dan, I was aware of that. Hey! All right. Oh, Dest! I just occupied something as well. Oh, someone just took a keep. Speaking of the devil, no, they're not devils, but you get my point. They took a keep. Good for them. Well, we're about to take our second keep, so keep up. See what I did there? Keep up. Yeah, a keep. All right, it's a keep. Okay, that was a bad joke. All right, we're about to take it. But yes, yes, the Second Age land on top of the last days of Numenor. Got it. Okay. All right. See, and that's why. So, Dan, what I am hearing then is I understand that. Woohoo, we got it! Team Fire! Go Team Fire! That is awesome. Excellent. Yay. All right. Nice, everyone. Oh, yeah, I should recall my commander if he didn't already. All right, well, too late. Wonderful. We have done it. Heck yeah. All right, we're gonna go back into watching the rest of our thing. Yep, we did it. Off to finish our show. Oh. I'm having troubles typing because there's a big microphone in my way. Alright. I'll post this later so you guys can see this in the future. Alright, for my fellowship there. Wonderful. Alright, so anyway, that is good. That is good indeed. And so just for the documentary for later, you guys stay here for the stream. We're going to continue our show, but I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're watching the documentary video later, and thanks to the Patreon subscribe buttons there, all that kind of good stuff. And next episode right will be up there. Alright. See you guys in the next episode of Voice of the Rings. Alright. And if you're here live, you're not going anywhere. Don't worry. I promise. I was just making a side documentary video for my team. Alright. Back to the battle. Back to the show, you guys. You ready to get going here and finish the episode? Let's finish the episode. Alright, so we're gonna just do that. And then I need to do this and do that. And turn off the sound for this. I will come back to that later. Boom. All right, let's continue. So, Dan, what you were saying, yes, that makes sense. But unfortunately, then someone was saying that they didn't think it might be the same people, Eladin and Isildur. From what Dan just said, if that is the case right here, then it is the Elendil and Isildur we know and love from the books, and it doesn't really make sense why he's not king. But again, I'll let it slide. It's their adaptation. Depends on how they do it. Here's my guess, just for later, little prediction. I think what is going to happen is they are split because the splitting of Numenor has already been happening with the the people who are loyal to the Valar versus the people who are kind of aren't. Again, maybe that's why there's an issue with the elves or something from this queen or whatever. And Alfarason, again, we'll see how that works out. Is she the wife of Alfarason? Is she the one that gets married in who actually had royal line blood? Kind of like Elendil did in Isildur. That would kind of make sense to me. But then what's going to happen is basically the, sinking, spoilers, but everyone should know this from the books. I shouldn't say anymore. But stuff happens, and then, of course, those people are going to be, right, Isildur and Elendil are going to go start new kingdoms in Middle-earth, right? Arnor and Gondor. So, anyway, we will see. We will find out. So, are you guys still hooked up to the watch party? Did anyone else want to join the watch party on the Amazon thing? I think you guys were just using the timer, right? I had. But here it is. Again, if you guys need it to rejoin it before I push play, that's through the Amazon, that link right there. And we're going to start the timer back up and push play here in about 5 seconds. So everyone back? Everyone got their popcorn or whatever after their break? Let's continue the show here. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1. Reese, go. Alright.
I'll splinter wood. I will shape a sea anchor for you. Free of charge. Sturdier than anything you have ever seen. How's that? I'm here to start it. Lend me that chance. Please. And I won't forget it.
You're a stout heart, lad. But until you've earned your guild crest, you can't forge steel in Numenor.
That's him, isn't it? Fellow sailed in with the elf. It's you, isn't it?
Certainly appears that way.
What are you called again?
Depends.
Depends on what?
How close we are.
And how close are you in the sheer? You're on a lucky streak, low man.
Oh, okay. So the
We sail to our
apparently you have to be a part of that guild to do any kind of craft in Numenor, apparently. Of course, that's made up for the show, but interesting.
our trades. Don't forget your women.
I have a feeling that they're supposed to be Numenorians, and he's from the Southland, so he's from Harad, Mordor, before Sauron, basically.
Better breed.
You're right. You're right. Here I am. I'm a guest on your island, and I haven't shown you the faintest bit of gratitude.
Oh.
How about this?
I might. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate that. You're right. Hopefully it doesn't strike us. I'll have to figure it out later. I might have to just cut out that. So if you noticed, it was very sly, but he may have snagged the guild crest. It was actually very quick. It was well done. Basically, I think so. And there might even be a superiority complex going on in Numenor already from the history of what I read between the people who are basically thinking they're the best things ever and the people who are loyal to the Valar. So apparently this guy is quite a... He's a nice guy until he gets pushed too far. Which is, And of course, you know, he's gonna look like the bad guy now. Sauron. Ah, Dark Solo. It's interesting. That would be weird, wouldn't it? I don't think so. I don't think they would change it from Sauron coming as the fair form of an elf into a human. I think he actually is a human character. But that's a very interesting thought. Also, this library is amazing. It's really cool. It's like what I imagined when it was described in the books, so... Guys, I'll remember who Elros is, so this is good. Okay. You hear this? I think he's talking about himself. What do you guys think? That's my guess. What he just said. Again, that would make sense to what's happening in the plot. That there's already been a divide between the two groups of people in Numenor, and he is the exiled king. And yeah, I also thought that Dark Solo. I thought he meant, is Elros alive right now? I mean, Elros did live 500 something years, right? But I kind of, after I just heard that again, I kind of think possibly, I might have to listen to it again. I kind of think maybe he's talking about himself, right? Mordor. Yeah. Yeah, so, again, Nerd of the Rings nailed this. He thought it was probably a map of Mordor, which means Nerd of the Rings is smarter than all the elves. Which is a little bit cliche. And he said that himself, by the way. that it's a little bit, if that's the case, that's pretty, and now she can still just read everything. Oh, I guess that words are around it, though. This whole part has a lot of lore, though. Shouldn't be talking. And again, that's the map we know. Mordor, right? And everything. There's a lot in that part, you guys. Like, I'd go back and... if you're curious, go back and break them yourself. Because I'm going to break that down part. I'll break that down a lot, that part, in my video. I'm going to watch it a few times over. And make sure I follow. Because there's some real lore there. And there's some interesting tie-ins. How they're basically time compressing things. So this music is epic right here. It's so, it catches you off guard. And then you're like, oh, they're hobbits. I must say, you guys, the hobbits are far more endearing to me now. I like the family, the little Brady Book family. Again, the music in this one is a lot better. Talk about Meteor Man. Sometimes murders fireflies. I thought that was... I like that part. It made me laugh. That's my guess, Dark Solo. I've been guessing he's probably one of the blue wizards. That would make the most sense. Again, someone said maybe it's one of my family members. Maybe it's Gandalf, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that. Because Gandalf comes later. He doesn't come in the Second Age. But of course, they have hobbits in the Second Age, so. I mean, there is a possibility, I guess, that it could be Gandalf because the fact that, you know, he's being helped by hobbits. But I'd also, in the books, he doesn't come not knowing anything or how to speak. He already completely knows how to speak. And also, Gandalf took his form as an old man. It'd be really weird to me that he would take the form of a middle-aged man and then later change his form again, which is not in the lore. So that would be a big lore negative for me. So I feel like he should be one of the Blue Wizards, but... or something else. I don't know. She's trying to tell her where to put her hand. Strange girl, that one. Oh my gosh, it's funny. It has to be one of them. I agree with that. It realistically, I really hope that it's like one of the Blue Wizards because we know nothing about the Blue Wizards, so it'd be really fun. And I still think it'd be kind of cool. The thing he's trying to find is like the other Blue Wizard. Because they were like close friends. That would be cool. Will they be identical? I don't know. I'm not. I don't remember them being. No one's ever drawn them identically. They look kind of similar, but they're not like twins or something. But wouldn't that be interesting if the reason he's having troubles and all this stuff is the fact that he lost his other, like, you know, wizard friend, you know, and that's why he's trying to follow the stars to like find where he is. I don't know. Just an idea. So this is kind of like a memorial service for people that have passed away, apparently, I guess. Yeah. The Blue Wizards were always called the Blue Wizards. And we know that they did stuff in the East. That's the thing. We know the Blue Wizards were a huge part of the East. And where are the hobbits located right now? In the story, they're located just north of Mordor. They're in the East. So, it would make a lot of sense that they're the Blue Wizards that go and help people in the East. It would be perfect. It would be really perfect. If it's something else completely random and changed again, I'll just be like, why? You had such a perfect... It's a perfect hit. Alright, so... this guy's acting is amazing, though. Like, he really is a good actor. Well, Dark Solo, that's what everyone makes fun of, because that was never in the book of any of the stories. They all came on ships from Valinor. They did not come down in a meteor. That's the whole joke why people are calling it Meteor Man. Though, I mean, it's not ridiculous. I mean, is it ridiculously far-fetched? I don't know, because they are coming from, you know, like, kind of like heaven, sort of. Because the Maya are kind of like helpers, right? They're kind of like angels. You know, angels with issues, apparently, right now. I joke. Now he gets close. It's perfect. He says her name. And again, Nori is short for Eleanor. I don't know why they didn't think about how Nori, though, is, like, so close. So I'm going to be calling her Eleanor, by the way. In review number 3, she'll be Eleanor the whole time. Because it's too confusing to call her Nori. She's the same name as the dwarves. Because Nori is short for Eleanor, everyone keeps telling me, so. But they should have thought about that coincidence. Hello, welcome. We're watching the end of episode 3. Never. Nori is an endearing name, yes. It just looks just like it's the same name as the dwarf. Which isn't the end of the world, really. The orcs are really good, Dan. I like the orcs. And again, I actually really like the character of Nori. Or Eleanor. I really like her character. I think she's a really good actress. And it's very endearing, this whole scene now. I didn't think I would start liking the hobbits quite as much as I do. Well, we're watching right now, bro. Maybe later. Yeah, I really like her character a lot. Nice and negative mom in there. Yeah, talking about the music. All right, so now we're seeing a Numenorian play here thing. Watching it a second time, I'm following a lot more of what's happening. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Again, I think there's a divide already happening in Numenor. That's true. Sorry, it's true. No true profession on that. I'm following a lot more where they're going with stuff and the lore, with how they're condensing stuff. And also now I think I understand why Elendil isn't the official full king right now. Even if that isn't totally lore accurate, but I actually think there makes sense to a part of the story why they're doing this. He's kind of the king of the other side of the island because they're like divided right now. And that lady's kind of been put in as the queen regent. And I think that what's going to happen is, I bet you that the sister of Isildur, right, with the horse, is going to be married by force to Alpharason, the council guy, so that he can be officially the leader of the island. And that will be when stuff goes down and a lot of the stories of Numenor goes down. That's my guess. It's my guess. That actually makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. And I'll tell you why I don't think this guy's Sauron, even though I think it's a very cool idea, this character, at the end of the episode. I think that this guy was actually some royalty or something. He's a made-up character, but I think he's supposed to be some royalty of Harad, you know, of the people of the Southernlands. I think the people live in Middle-earth, basically. No, I haven't, so. So I think he's more ashamed that his I don't know about her starting it, but Morgoth started it. You think he might be the Witch King? Interesting. That would be interesting. Oh, we're watching the timer right here. We're watching episode 3 of The Rings of Power right now. I have a link there if you have Amazon Prime to the thing, but we're only there's about 5 to 8 minutes left on the episode. The alphas are so I don't know who this again, so they're on their trip here. So he ends up helping them, right, to push their cart so they don't get left behind, which is kind of a cool little mini story. I actually very fond of this story now. It's very interesting. And their little migration, I bet you they're traveling from Harad area to where they are later, before they're in the Shire, obviously. I like the orcs, dude. They're good. They're nice and evil. This is very cool fighting. I actually think this is like that elves could do this. I love it. And they like pull their stuff off so they burn in the sun. And there's the super jump we see from the trailer. Again, this is why they're digging their trench. It makes sense with the whole thing that they can't be hit by sun, though, because that's a whole issue in Lord of the Rings, right? Well, they kind of breeze over in the but they do comment on it in the All right, he just said warg. The Kraken. What do you guys think of the warg? I think the animation could have been just a tiny bit better. And also, what's up with that thing's eyes, dude? Looks like freaking Tasmanian Devil or something. But then it's like on total evil steroids. And also, letting everyone die one by one is interesting there. These are elf warriors. He goes full Jabba the Hutt on that thing. I'm just kidding. Stabs him with a tree, man. Pretty crazy. Unfortunate, but I actually do find this spot rather realistic. That that it probably wouldn't be quite as easy as just getting out of the pit in the ground. Bring him to Adon. Remember, we were already told in this episode that that was the other name supposedly for Sauron. Now, this is why I don't think the Halbrand is Sauron. I believe this might be Sauron. Or he's a lieutenant. Yeah, and if you look at him even right here in the shadow, he looks very fair, and he looks like an elf. So, I have a feeling that is Sauron. Yeah, exactly, Waltz. I'm almost definite that that's the Sauron. Which means we know Meteor Man isn't Sauron. We already knew that other weird cultist they haven't shown yet wasn't Sauron. Everyone told us that already. And we know that Halbrand isn't Sauron. So, but, I mean, maybe, or he could be, I mean, he could be the Witch King, maybe. But it'd be kind of sad if that's what they end up doing. They make it turn him into the Witch King, but I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and pause that timer down there. Anyway, anything else you guys want to talk about real quick with that? It's pretty cool. I don't have a whole ton of time, but I got about 20 minutes. We could talk about it a little bit since we just had fun. Again, I'm going to do a full breakdown review of the of it. I'm going to do a little bit of studying on some of the lore stuff, and then I'm going to try to figure out what they're doing with the compression on the timeline. I actually, the second time watching it, I followed better with the compression, and I was thinking about the lore, and I was like, oh, you know what? That would work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking, like, I see how they're doing it. I understand how they're doing it. I think the biggest compression they're doing that really, that will be, that might be confusing to some is the fact that, like you're saying, they're going to be forging the Rings of Power around the same time that Numenor falls. And again, as much as that could be like that, like, oh, you know, that's a bummer, but I'm thinking, I don't know if that'll actually affect the story to a level that be like breaking. I think it'd be fine. I think it's okay because they're trying to make it where, again, Galadriel, I don't think she ever actually went to Numenor, but they're trying to connect the characters, right? So maybe she did, because, I mean, the elves did travel there. So maybe they're trying to, again, the compression thing is, as much as, like, I would rather have more stories told in between in the actual timelines and then jump time, right, over time. But, I do like the fact that we're getting the fall of Numenor, because I want to see Numenor, and we're also getting the story at the same time of the Rings of Power in Eregion or Region. People say both. The Numerians should capture Sauron, yes. So that may be what they're trying to do, because in the story, right, they come with a giant army, Numenor, and they basically capture him, and he surrenders and says, oh, no, I'm so sorry. And then, right, he then gets taken to Numenor and starts corrupting their king, Elpharazon, who is the one, I believe, that captured... Wait, who captures him? I'm trying to remember. And remember, Elpharazon marries one of the daughters, which I believe is going to be the sister of Isildur, right? That one daughter that had the horse, that brought the horse to Isildur, which is, I'm sure she hates in the story. She's a really strong character, and she hates that in the actual story. So I can see where that's going, where that could be pretty cool. So, like, I have some... Again, my hopes have been uplifted by this episode. I've actually enjoyed this episode. It was weird to me that I kind of, after I watched this episode a second time, I kind of understand what they're trying to do with Elendil, why he's not like the High King right now, because they're kind of changing where they're starting the story, and they're just slightly adjusting things, but I think that I don't think it'll be groundbreaking, ruin the entire story. I think if they do it right, it could still be very enjoyable. Because, I mean, that episode was very enjoyable just by standing by itself, but I'm just saying comparing it to the actual book and story. Oh, thanks. My chair, yeah, I've got a nice, I've had it for like 5-6 years. In fact, I just, the underneath had broke, and I actually just repaired it completely and fixed it, so I had to put on a new base plate because it just snapped at the seam. It was bad welding, apparently, even though I had it for like 4 years. And then I just bought a new one for like $20 and stuck it on there, and it works great, so I'm happy, because I want to buy a new chair, because these chairs are really expensive. And they are, when I bought this chair, my back problems went away. It's a great chair, but it was a little pricey, even though I got it on sale back in the day. All right, we're going to get rid of the timer there. Yeah, we need tour. I'm definitely going to be doing more replica review videos for you guys. And I might give you guys a couple shots of stuff and things, but just for privacy stuff, I don't want to be like, I mean, I'd have to, my room is pretty darn organized and clean. I'd probably no issue, but I'll have to make a nice day where I have everything perfect. So, like, you know, everything's perfect. Everything is all set perfectly. Maybe we could do something like that. Insta, like Instagram. The description of the video down there, if you open up the description, I have all the links to all that stuff. Instagram, Facebook, all those things. Again, I try to post on them. I haven't really gotten like a super schedule, but I do post them like once a week at least. All right, thanks so much, Dark Soul, for watching. I think this third one doesn't have nearly as much stuff to look over, so I think I can do it under an hour instead of in like an hour and 20 minutes like I do with the other two. And I really want to break down those parts that have the heavy lore, though, with Elendil and Galadriel, like in the library. There's a lot in that part, and it's really actually cool now that I think about it again. So, yeah. All right, got. Yeah, and then the fall of Eregion will definitely happen. That's interesting because that happens at a totally different time, but they'll probably compress it to being only a few months in time or whatever, you know, through the story, is my guess. Like Numenor falls and then Eregion falls, or Eregion, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, anyway, thanks everybody for being here. It was a fun live stream. And then, again, I will have a breakdown video of this episode later on the channel. And I got to get off because people are doing stuff at our house today, and I want to make sure I'm not, you know, the internet's not going to have any issues. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful day in Middle-earth. So tomorrow we're doing our live stream. We'll be playing Lotro, and we'll be kind of doing like a celebration party live stream for our milestone of 3,000 subscribers. And now we're way past that. We have like 45 more now or something. I don't even know right now. I haven't looked. Anyway, you guys have a great, wonderful day in Middle-earth. Yes, it's night in India. Yes, well, I appreciate you coming to hang out. Because it's like, yeah, it's evening for you. It's afternoon for me right now. Yes, we will have a party time tomorrow, and we'll hang out for a few hours, and that'll be a little longer stream. We'll do like 2.5 hours tomorrow. So Saturday. All right, you guys, have a great day in Middle Earth. Thanks so much for joining me. Can't forget to thank you to my Patreons for their support. And of course, if you're watching this as a video later, subscribe button if I earned it, all that kind of stuff. And if you guys haven't subscribed, links are down there. Buttons down there if I earned it. And again, you might want to go click the notification for the tomorrow live stream if you guys are curious. So, all right, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll see you all in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Later. That was fun. Thanks for hanging out. I do enjoy watching. So far, I have enjoyed these episodes. They have been enjoyable. Now it's just breaking it down and figuring out how they're doing the time differences. We'll see. See you guys. Have a good one.